The setting is a Zoom call.
A few more coming in.
Hey, folks.
Thank you all for attending at such short notice.
How could we resist? Your invite was all caps and exclamation points.
It ensured a prompt response.
You rounded us up like cattle.
Every herd has a bleating calf.
With good reason to suspect the worst.
Prepare to be pleasantly surprised.
Now I'm really freaking out.
Turn your microphones on, everyone, and your cameras.
Or don't. No pressure.
It's good to see people's faces.
Makes bullying easier.
Excuse Kim, she's new to formal meetings. She has yet to learn what's appropriate.
True, Doug. So far, you've only modeled bad behavior.
Let's ignore her.
Are you on mute, Doug?
No.
Pity.
Some of us own more than one apartment in the building. Please add your numbers after your on-screen name.
To intimidate the rest of us.
It's sad. It's helpful to know who our neighbors are.
It's sad that this is how we find out.
You're keen to be a good neighbor, are you, Kim?
I know a trick question when I hear one.
The hotel under construction next door is our neighbor, too.
One day the guests might be.
Will be.
But the developers will hardly set foot in the place. They'll be off hunting their next victim.
Providing accommodation is a worthy pursuit.
You're meant to be our chairperson, Doug. Whose side are you on?
Being adjacent to a five-star hotel will increase the value of our building.
On paper.
And in practice. Sell up and see.
Don't tell me. You want to add my apartment to your collection.
You're clearly unhappy here.
Dream on. You won't get rid of me that easily.
Here comes Marion. Another stick in the mud.
You're an inspiration to her, Doug.
Really?
Thanks to you, she'll live forever to keep 3C out of your clutches.
Morning.
Hey, Marion.
Kim, has he started without me?
He didn't get far.
There's only one item on the agenda, so this should be a short meeting.
There's no need for a meeting at all.
The committee already rejected the proposal.
By a resounding majority.
All except the chairperson.
This issue affects every single owner. Each of us has a right to cast an individual vote.
We already did when we elected the committee to decide on our behalf.
That's how a democracy works, Doug.
At least it was in my day.
I respect the committee's verdict. I informed the developers yesterday. They weren't happy.
Lovely.
Serves them right.
They said we're being extremely petty and unneighborly.
How dare they? After the way they treated us, planning their monstrosity 2 yards in front of our bedroom windows. Hardly good urban design.
Let it go, Marion.
Blocking our view and pretending it doesn't matter. Our environmental impact report mentions the northern outlook, the western elevation, and the wall to the south, but completely ignores the eastern side facing us. A scandalous oversight or deliberate fraud.
The court heard our objection. The bid failed. Accept it.
He's right, Marion. The hotel's going ahead whether we like it or not.
Bombarding all my senses. The noise is deafening. The smell nauseating. The excavations an eyesore. Dust covers every surface. And the parsley on my balcony tastes awful.
Well, let's focus on the battle we've won.
Yes, they want to use our lane, but we say no. That's some consolation.
Their request is perfectly reasonable. Access for vehicles.
They should have thought of that before squeezing in rooms right to the edge of the property.
They assumed we'd be fair and square.
What on earth put such an idea into their heads?
Preliminary inquiries.
Who did they ask?
I gave them an honest answer. I genuinely believed we were decent people.
That'll teach them.
They were even willing to repave the road at no cost to us.
This committee cannot be bribed, Doug.
It's time for you to accept that.
I do. The easement proposal is clearly dead in the water.
Then what's the point of this meeting?
They've come back with a different offer. They'll buy the lane from us.
What?
They're willing to pay 5% above the market rates.
Why?
We have them over a barrel. They need our road to move a crane onto the construction site.
The lane's not for sale. We need it to access basement parking.
And they realize that. They'll grant us an easement.
The brazen hustlers.
We'll have a legal right to drive in and out at any time, day or night, in perpetuity.
Duh, we already have that.
But with this deal, every owner will receive a significant personal lump sum payment.
How much?
Divided up pro rata based on the number of apartments owned.
You'll make a killing.
You, Kim, are looking at a windfall of thousands of dollars in your bank account tomorrow.
Whoa.
This goes for everyone in this meeting, as long as you approve the sale before 5 p.m. today.
Don't listen to him.
What do we got to lose except the financial burden of maintaining a private roadway?
Those people are environmental vandals. Rejecting them is a matter of principle.
You mean spite?
Spite is a matter of principle, too.
We need to make our decision now, or they'll withdraw their generous offer.
Let them.
By the way, selling the lane will also result in less property tax and an ongoing reduction in condo fees. Are we all in favor?
This is so tempting.
Kim, you're not.
The clock is ticking.
That's a lie. Everything's digital these days.
Tell you what, no one likes to appear greedy in public. Just send me a private message in the chat. A simple yes will do. I'll collate the responses.
Kim, what are you typing?
Sorry, Marion. I need the money.
And here they come. A flurry. It's unanimous.
I shout no, 1,000 times no.
That's fine, Marion. A dissenting voice validates the democratic process. I'll arrange the sale immediately unless anyone objects. Kim? Good. Send me your bank account details, everyone, and then sit back and wait.
I understand financial pressure, Kim, but I can't help being disappointed in you.
Don't be. Once I've received the payment, I'll go for payback.
Sorry?
Hold on. Better make sure he's actually left the meeting.
I can't see him.
He could still be lurking. Participants. Nope, he's gone. All good.
Kim, what are you up to?
We're legally entitled to use the lane whenever we like. Let's block it with our cars. Stop them from installing the crane. We'll scuttle the whole project.
Is that ethical, dear?
As ethical as their environmental impact reports.
Tit for tattletales.
And as a bonus, Marion, you'll get to keep your view.
Wonderful.
I hope everyone here's on board. Don't tell Doug.
And if any of you breathes a word, I'll come down on you like a ton of developers.
Well done. That was terrific.
Lights up on Clara in the dimly lit bedroom, sitting on the floor, hugging her knees and counting under her breath.
1, 2, 3.
Dumpling enters the bedroom with a big smile, but Clara doesn't see her, so Dumpling playfully gets her attention.
Ready or not, here I come. Boom! I wonder where Clara is. Where are you, Clara?
I'm here. I thought I was the one doing the finding, but it looks like you found me.
Playing with you quacks me up.
Are you ready for another game?
Mhm.
Let's sing I'm a Little Teapot. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
Oh no, here we go again.
What's happening?
This,
That's just who I am.
because you're a big old scaredy pants.
I'm not scared.
You always do that by the door.
You haven't.
No buts. I'm afraid of a little door? Come on, Clara. It's not like it's going to bite you.
I'm not afraid of the door. It's what's behind the door that might bite.
In response, Dumpling reaches for the doorknob. Clara begins to panic. Dumpling quickly lets go of the doorknob.
Hey, are you okay?
I guess so. But why open the door when you know it scares me?
Oh, come on. Doors are meant to be open, right? Don't you want to know what lies on the other side?
I didn't say that I didn't.
You thought it.
How do you know?
Look at me, Clara. I might be a made-up friend in your imagination, but I know things that might surprise you. Like how the unknown gives you the heebie-jeebies and makes you want to hide behind familiar stuff. I mean, look at me.
That's because I know what you look like. I made you.
Well, you've got a great imagination because you made me up, and I'm a duck. Excellent. And my name is Dumpling because your mama made dumplings to cheer you up whenever you were sad. We play games like hide and seek and sing songs like the good old days when you were young enough for Dad to read you the Ugly Duckling story before bedtime. Oh, and that blue shirt looks smashing on me because you wore a shirt like it when you failed your driver's test because you
It's
were...
not about the driver's test.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's not just about the driver's test that you failed and are afraid to take again. You're afraid of crashing and burning. During your third driver's test attempt, fear of failure hit you like a ton of bricks, giving you a panic attack and sending you off the road. Oh, talk about a bumpy ride.
As Dumpling finishes her monologue, Clara is jolted back to reality, though her emotional response persists.
You know that hurts. Why do you have to bring that up?
I didn't. You did. That fear lives in your subconscious. I'm just a tool for self-discovery.
I liked you better when you brought up happy memories. I lost my freedom that day. I'm stuck in this room forever.
You need to overcome your fears and get out of your comfort zone, Clara. Did you hear what I said, Clara? It's time to stop hiding in your cozy nest. Spread your wings and fly.
How?
The answer lies behind that door.
I can't get there.
Well, duh, Clara. You can't get there if you don't do anything. You gotta do hard stuff sometimes, you know? Actually do it.
No, I did and I failed. I crashed and burned because I left my room.
The possibility of not succeeding and falling short of expectations is what makes you crash and burn, Clara. Well, newsflash, staying in this room won't exactly make you a superstar either.
Can't I just stay here?
Sure, Clara, you can stay here and wallow in self-pity all you want. Just don't forget to say hi to the mold on the door because it's your new best friend.
But you're here.
Why, yes, I'm right here in front of you. But am I real? Or just your imagination?
If you're not real, I must be talking to myself.
Well, your imagination can be pretty convincing sometimes. Creating your own world is definitely cooler than flying solo, right?
I guess so.
Come on, Clara. You got this. Don't let your doubts get the best of you. Remember, you can do anything you set your mind to. Well, except for flying without equipment and breathing underwater. But hey, details aside, go get 'em! Clara, that was comedy gold! If only I had more time to keep you laughing.
More time?
There's a time for everything, including my nap time. I'm sleepy. Good night.
Dumpling, wake up! I need you, Dumpling, wake up!
After a few moments, Clara accepts that nothing is going to change. With a deep breath, she begins to calm herself by softly singing the little teapot song and musters the courage to open the door, still singing softly.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here
Clara's
is
voice
my...
trails off as she opens the door to welcome a warm, cheerful light into her heart. Rays of hope wash away her fears and peace into her soul.
Dumpling, the light is my peace. You're right. Doors are meant to be open.
Clara turns around, but Dumpling has completely disappeared.
Goodbye, old friend. Thank you for the memories.
Clara takes a deep breath and steps out of her room, happy to leave her fears behind.
Bravo, Clara! Overcoming fears is tough, but worth the hard work. Congratulations on your leap of faith.
The setting is a master corner office with a large desk center stage. Time is present. Office, morning. Clive sits behind the desk as Stan enters.
How you doing? I'm Clive Maven, the company founder.
Stan Hardy, are you ready for me?
If I wasn't ready, I would have let you know. I asked how you were doing because I wanted to get a handle on how excited you are about the job.
Oh, very excited. It's an honor to interview for such an esteemed company with a long history of stellar service.
Here at Dipstick, we do pride ourselves on our long history of service. But there's more.
Oh, what exactly?
You don't know?
Well, I'm eager to learn.
Eager to learn. Good answer.
Thank you.
Okay, so repeat after me. I stand with Dipstick.
I stand with Dipstick.
Say it with pride this time.
I thought I did.
You could use a little more.
I stand with Dipstick and I'm proud.
Much better.
Here's my resume.
Yeah, whatever.
I can answer any questions. I've been consulting for the past 10 months, but I have 3 solid references.
I don't care about any of that. I want you to say our motto again. This time I'm going to record it for posterity.
Oh, okay.
Just a second. Say it again, like you're committed your life to an ancient tribal order.
I stand with Dipstick.
Very good. Let's see. Do you know most women don't even know what a dipstick is for?
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
According to our poll that we conducted with Mademoiselle magazine last month, it's true.
Why would you conduct a poll with such a limited audience?
To get what women really think.
Yeah, but only certain types of women read Mademoiselle magazine.
Are you some kind of demographics expert? Says here you studied mathematics.
Yes, I went to King's College in London.
That's where all the kings of England study? That was a joke.
It's a very good school.
I don't care where you studied or what fancy diplomas you have stapled to your wall. I want to know if you're willing to put out for me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yes, sir.
I believe you.
You want me to say the motto again?
No, let's move on.
Okay.
Name 3 serial killers.
What?
You heard me. Name 3 serial killers and you got the job.
Why?
I've read lots of books on serial killers. I like their dedication.
They kill people. Is that dedication or psychopathy?
Now you're a psychology expert?
I don't understand why it matters whether I can name 3 serial killers.
You want the job, don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Look, I've seen a lot of people today, and I really like you. Think you'd be a good fit for the position. So if you want me to hire you, name 3 serial killers.
Jack the Ripper.
1.
Son of Sam.
That's 2.
I'm drawing a blank.
There are literally dozens.
I'm trying.
Mayonnaise jars, body parts, snacking.
Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Congratulations, and welcome to Dipstick.
Clive
Oh.
stands and shakes his hand.
Wow, this is probably the fastest hire I've ever had.
We aim to please and keep your engine running.
Oh, I understand.
I think you do.
I stand with Dipstick and I'm extremely proud.
That was excellent and touching.
Oh, I'm so happy to be working for this amazing company.
I think I was right about you.
Oh, thought I was toast after I criticized your magazine poll.
You were the only one to do that out of 100 applicants. Proves you can think for yourself.
You want employees who think for themselves?
You're leveling up. Can't motivate the herd without leaders, right?
Of course not.
I know that. You know that. But if I asked any of the grunts out there, they'd give me a blank stare. A cross between a deer in the headlights and grazing cattle. Know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, Mr. Maven.
Call me Clive.
Oh, thank you, Clive. Thank you for your confidence in me. I won't let you down.
I see great potential in you.
Oh, I'm ecstatic. You have made my day, my year. In fact, it's been crazy.
Don't you find it funny that so many people willingly prostrate themselves to become a cog in a wheel?
I think you mean prostrate.
What did I say?
Prostate, the organ that creates seminal fluid.
But you knew what I meant.
Yes, of course.
Then keep it under your hat next time.
Okay, sure. Sorry.
I'm fine with you correcting me here. But if we're out among the grazers, don't mention it, okay?
It won't happen again.
Most of them wouldn't notice a mistake like that. Go right over their heads like a flock of seagulls.
You still love that band from the 80s?
There was a band called Flock of Seagulls?
You didn't know? Never mind.
A name like that won't stand the test of time.
Well, you have a point there.
Yeah, it's like Ford Edsel or New Coke. Let's turn the page.
Okay.
You start next week. You get the corner office next to mine, a river view, a sliver of a river, I call it. Includes a key to the executive toilet and personal parking space, along with salary and expense account.
Sounds great.
I want you to work with several design firms to come up with a new company logo. The old one isn't working anymore.
May I speak freely?
Here in the Batcave, of course.
Well, it looks like the stick figure is giving us the middle finger.
That's his dipstick. While it went unnoticed in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, he's beginning to rub people the wrong way, especially women's groups.
Well, maybe we should start fresh.
You mean whack the blue lube dude?
Well, we could hire a serial killer to do the job.
I like the way you think.
I aim to please, Clive.
You're gonna fit in well here, Spunky.
You want to hear my idea?
Next week. I want 3 distinct concepts to choose from.
No problem.
Take the weekend, watch some sports, bang your wife or your girlfriend, and come in fresh as a daisy on Monday.
I'll be sure to do that.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Hardy. Any relation to Laurel Ann Hardy, that famous comedian?
None, no. But I am related to the Hardy brothers of England.
Oh, read all their mysteries growing up. Wonderful.
Well, the Hardy boys were fictional characters.
They were brothers.
Yeah, William and John Hardy have perfected fishing tackle. Their fly reels and rods were state of the art for over a century.
An honest mistake. Are we still friends?
Oh, of course. Of course. I didn't mean any disrespect.
None taken. Totally my fault.
Thanks. I'm still a little nervous.
What's there to be nervous about? You passed the test fair and square. You can pay rent, bills, buy food. I remember how it was to be an employee.
You do?
I built this company from the ground up. There was a time when I was doing everything.
Well, you're a self-made man.
That's right. And you're a company man now, Stan. So it's time now for your initiation.
Initiation?
Everyone in management goes through it. Not a big deal unless you decide to make it one.
What is it?
Should you refuse, the offer is off the table. But I have faith you'll make the right choice.
Clive unbuckles his belt and pulls down his pants.
On your knees, knave.
I'm sure that ending is going to have some discussion.
Oh my God.
Interior Castle Chamber Day. King Versifar, male, 60, stands in his chamber, struggling to slip on chainmail vest over his head. The links have caught his long hair, and he cannot seem to get the chain past his face. Queen Valsifar, female, 50, enters the chambers and pauses, smiling as she watches the king's struggles. King Valsifar continues to work at the chainmail, and as he pulls at it, it pulls at his hair. He yelps from the pain, and the queen laughs. The queen covers her mouth with her hand. The king abruptly stops.
Who is there? Speak now. I know thy presence is before me. Speak now. My words will not repeat.
It is only I, my lord.
My queen?
Yes, my lord.
If be my queen, then serve thy lord. Relinquish he from the clutches of this vile horde.
As thou wish.
Queen Valsifar approaches the king and begins to pull at the chain which clings to his hair. The king yelps.
Oh, careful there! Remove the chain and not the hair, nor the scalp. As I went in, I wish to come out.
Then stand as still as the castle's column. Do not squirm, as it is only confirms thy locks to remain locked.
Locks to remain locked? Is that not the point? Keep my hair in its rightful place conjoined. Release the unnatural chain from the mane, given at birth.
I am certain what grows from thy head, from heaven or earth, most certainly did not adorn thy head at birth.
As Cobb the Main may not be foreseen, but its future presence cannot be unseen. As lion be king, and so as man to be king. The crown on his inherent mane securely clings. Now release thy king from these coiled springs.
It is done.
Not yet done. There is still the counter and vambrace, and all misplaced, lost in the years without need. And now, when needed, all from my grasp entreated.
Then think again, as need not needed. Dress not to prepare for war. Face the game in attire of war retreated.
Oh, this is more than a game. To prepare less would end in funeral dress. Is that thine aim?
If thou believe such, then thou must already wear the topple. It protects your heart too well. It deflects mine devotion to thee.
Devotion I do not question. Devotion survives death's emotion. I think on thine own heart. Where will it be when I from this world depart?
My heart remains as it did when we wed. On this thought lightly tread. It is not thou armor misplaced, it is thy thoughts of thy queen that lies in disgrace.
Forgive my words. They come without true meaning. It is fear pronounced, disguised as pompous bravery.
Fear? I know no fear, thou art king.
And yet I can be not king without fear.
Fear of what? No man has stood against thee since the war of Belaton. Those that did now lay forgotten.
I have not forgotten. My fear manifests from the kingdom's peoples begotten.
On that you have no worries. The people have only love, they hold no fury.
Want brings change. As long as the land is fertile and their stomachs full, love is not exchanged. With drought or flood, love is short-ranged. Want can turn the heart. When faced with the loss of prosperity, Hendrik gains popularity.
My brother, what has Heinrich to do with famine or loss of fodder?
Our affiancing was the foundation of this kingdom. It brought our land's abundant income. However, with thy father's passing, Hendrik's desire for his wealth to be amassing.
Hendrik has neither the want nor way to rise against my king on any day.
He may not have the way, as to date, but the want is like a hunger of a bird of prey. He waits.
Waits for what?
For my weaknesses. Of my armor his blade search deepens, for chain that is weakened. He waits for all my fears to be realized. When realized, he will have the people deliver the blow devised.
My king, then the blow will never come. Thy fears are only in dark dreams from spoiled crumbs. Thy people march to the rhythm of thine drum.
Love is a fickle emotion. As hard as it might be to earn devotion, it takes very little to lose it. Fear of losing it could fill an ocean.
The fact thy hold it so dearly is proof thou shalt never lose it. The people know your devotion clearly. They will never treat you unfairly.
And what of thee?
My lord, what do you ask?
Our love was contract to save a kingdom, a pledge of land and freedom. What choice between contract or brother would thou enact?
Have thy not a son and a daughter?
Yes, and so?
They were not written in any contract. They are of our pleasures. Those moments I must remember as I do, and I embrace the memories as much as the moments they came from. We are betrothed, and any betrayal by Heinrich, thy reign would destroy the bonds of brother and sister. Of this thou shalt have no more fear.
As thy words leave thy lips, my fears are washed away. I have aged beyond thee and know our parting will come. I desire that thee have not forsaken youth to be tied to an ancient man by the writings of a scribe on yellowed parchment.
The parchment joined us. Our love fulfilled us. I know of no other life without thee.
Look on this old relic. Thou wilt know life without me. The gods cannot prevent it so.
If that shalt come, I will breathe, but it will be the breath of life's mask. My true love will lay with thee.
I do not wish that. So I pledge to thee not to die. I will always be with thee in soul, if not in mortal form.
And my soul holds only my love for thee, so thou shalt have it unto eternity.
King Valsifar holds his hands out to Queen Valsifar. She takes it and pulls her in for an embrace. He then turns to leave the chambers.
Where go thee now?
I must prepare for the tournament.
Still,
I must. My people expect it. Hendrik has cast the challenge. I will not disappoint him or the good people. Come thee to cheer me on.
with a voice so loud, it shall be the only voice I hear.
Any melody from those sweet lips will be enough to ensure victory.
These lips' melody will not be what waits for your return.
Even if I shall fall,
If riding out or carried out, they wait for you.
the vision of thee in chambers is enough to erase all fears and ensure that Hendrik does not leave the arena mounted.
He is a young man of little experience. Do not deliver too much damage to his body or pride.
With defeat comes wisdom. He is a man in need of much defeat.
There will be celebrating tonight. When the last wine is drunk and the last toast cheered, thou will find me in our place for new moments and memories.
An old man could not desire more.
King Valsifar bows to the queen, then exits. The queen clasps her hands together at her breast and looks up.
Excellent. The Lobster Quadrille by Don Nigro. The setting is a darkened bedroom late at night. Rose, 30, and Ben, middle-aged, are in bed. The sound of crickets and a clock ticking can be heard. Suddenly, Rose turns on the lights.
Before we do this, I need to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Would you love me if my name was Asvogel?
Asvogel? Who is named Asvogel?
I don't know. Somebody must be. That's not the point. The point is, would you love me if I had an ugly or stupid name instead of Rose, which is a very beautiful name?
I think so, yes.
But you're not sure.
I'm pretty sure.
What if I wanted to move to the Congo? Would you follow me to the Congo?
What would you do in the Congo?
I don't know. Sell speedboats. I need to know a man would follow me to the Congo to sell speedboats if I'm going to have sex with him.
Is this
Would
a trick
you follow
question?
me to the Congo to sell speedboats, or wouldn't you?
Is this a trick question?
Yes.
Then no.
Good. Honesty is good. Do you scream in your sleep? Or like throw your arms and legs all over the place and or kickbox or something?
I don't think so.
Well, I do. Can you live with that? Because sometimes I can get pretty violent. I wouldn't want to poke out your eye or anything.
I'll wear a catcher's mask.
I have an extremely active dream life. Last night, I dreamed I was having sex with the angel of the bottomless pit. He liked to do it from behind. He gave me pearls, and we ate gastropods. But then he tried to smother me with a dead octopus, and I woke up screaming, and I must have kicked the cat because she's still hiding behind the toilet. I think I was nervous about tonight because I kind of thought we'd probably finally get together tonight. I have some inhibitions, not many, but they're serious. I have trouble abandoning myself. I'm always commenting on my performance in my head, like life is a shit without enough lifeboats. Like the Titanic, I always feel abandoned, but not in a good way. Sometimes I want to give myself up to evil. I used to sneak into abandoned buildings with boys and fool around. I liked kissing, but I had mixed feelings about fornication. I've dated a lot of bastards. Well, not on purpose. I mean, I don't wake up in the morning and think, where can I find a bastard to date? It just turns out that way. But in a way, it's actually easier to date bastards. That way, when I dump them, I won't feel guilty. I'm going to feel really guilty when I dump you.
So you plan on dumping me?
No, I don't plan these things. They just happen. I dump everybody. It's my trademark. Some people think I'm kind of wild, but in fact, I'm actually very shy. But I do like being naked except in church. Although once I dreamed I was naked in church, laying on the altar, and this vampire flies in the window and bites my neck. It's actually pretty sexy. I think it stopped raining. I like the rain. I mean, I don't like getting soaked on the way to band practice, but I miss the rain when it stops. If I went back to my husband, would you go berserk?
Do you want to go back to your husband?
No, but I might. I have a history of unexpected behavior. You seem very steady, reliable. It's one reason to go for an older man. Security. I'm wild, but I'm also insecure. But also, you scare me because you're kind of weird.
How am I weird?
I don't know what you're thinking. You don't babble when you're nervous. You listen. That makes me nervous. Sometimes I dream dogs are chasing me in the woods. I'm naked and I'm running through the woods, and these dogs are gonna tear me to pieces because I've been unfaithful to my lover. What kind of underwear do you think the Pope wears?
I've never thought about it. If you have his number, we can call him up and ask him.
Oh, I don't want to bother him. I'm sure he's busy, engaging in papal activities. But let's not talk about the Pope.
Okay.
You probably think I'm stalling. The thing is, I don't know you. I mean, we've known each other for a fairly long time, technically off and on, but I don't really know you. Tell me some things I don't know about you.
Like what?
Do you have a lot of casual sex?
No.
How often do you have casual sex?
Never.
Never?
I'm not a very casual person. If I'm not really pretty deeply involved emotionally, it just doesn't feel right.
So you feel pretty deeply emotionally involved with me?
Yes.
I was abducted by aliens.
Really?
That's the reason I turned out this way. The alien abductions.
There's been more than one.
They keep coming back for more. Of course, it's possible those were just dreams. I mean, who really knows if they're dreaming or not? I think there's a kind of telepathy where you have other people's dreams. I think maybe I've been having H.P. Lovecraft's dreams. Are you getting pretty anxious to get to the sex?
Don't do anything you don't want to do.
You're a nice person. That's not a good sign.
Why is that not a good sign?
Because for the most part, I'm only attracted to assholes. Tell me something dangerous about yourself.
I hear voices.
What kind of voices? You mean like dogs telling you to push old ladies in wheelchairs down staircases?
No, it's more like a radio in my head. I hear it especially clearly just before I'm falling asleep.
What do the voices say?
I don't know. Nothing very profound. It's like picking up the phone and hearing somebody on the line in the middle of a conversation.
So it's like telepathy.
I don't know what it is.
It's difficult to know anything. We think we know things, but we're just guessing. We think we want somebody, but maybe we don't.
What are you worried about, Rose?
I don't want to be casual either. I've done that and it doesn't make me happy. But on the other hand, the thing is, you're too old. I don't mean that you're not attractive. It's that if I get all tangled up with a person like you emotionally, then someday you're gonna drop over dead, and then what will I do?
That's a good point.
I know. This is why lovers should probably be about the same age, so they can drop over dead together instead of one of them dropping over dead and the other one left stuck with the gas bill and the car payments and the rest of her life. I don't want to lose you. And I'm going to lose you. Because you're so old. I mean, you're not ancient. You're just a lot older than me. Do you ever, I mean, as you get older, do you ever think this could be the last person I ever loved? I mean, that you might die before you find the next person you love? Do you ever think about that?
Yes.
Doesn't it bother you?
Yes. But what am I supposed to do about it? You can't choose who you love or when you love or when you don't love. It happens for all sorts of reasons that are buried so deep in who you are that you can never really be sure what they are really. And you get older and you begin to see a pattern, the particular way in which your relationships seem to fail. And even if you try to change the pattern, say by getting involved with somebody who's different than the other people who've broken your heart, you know, the universe tricks you and they turn out to be pretty much the same sort of person you've always found yourself in love with. It happens when we're kids, I think, and then it just keeps happening, no matter what we do. But we just keep hoping the next person will somehow be different, that they won't go away like the others. But everybody goes away, eventually.
So, what am I supposed to do about that?
I don't know. Love who you can't help loving and hope for the best.
But what if the best is waking up and realizing you're stuck with some old guy who's gonna drop over dead and leave you alone? Again, what if that's the best you can do?
It just depends on what you want. What do you want?
I think I just want to cuddle. Is that all right?
Sure.
My father never liked to hold me. I think it made him nervous. I've decided 78% of pretty much everything is Freudian bullshit. You're not mad?
No.
Thank you.
She snuggles under his arm, her face on his chest. They lie there together.
I'm going to choose to pretend that I believe you because I'm tired and I want to go to sleep. I'm too comfortable to get up and go home. It's like the lobster quadrille.
What?
In Alice in Wonderland, the lobster quadrille. You dance for a while with one lobster, and then eventually you need to change lobsters. It's just how it works. Otherwise, the dance is over. And you don't want the dance to be over.
No.
So you just keep changing lobsters.
Uh-huh.
Even if you're really fond of one particular lobster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just how the dance works. The aliens told me when they abducted me. That was the wisdom they needed to share with me about changing lobsters.
Okay.
So don't let me be the last one, okay?
I'll do my best.
It's raining again. Can you hear it? There's nothing better in the world than lying safe and warm in the dark in the arms of somebody who loves you while it's raining outside. I think those aliens might have done something to my brain.
Your brain is fine.
I don't know. Sometimes it feels like there's things crawling around in there.
It's all those lobsters.
She snuggles up in his arms. Ben turns out the light.
Our last story for the new people. What we usually do now is a little bit of conversation about each piece that was put on. Start with the first one, which is Money Talks Too Loud.
Right back.
How'd it go, Rex?
Oh, I enjoyed the actors' performances. I thought it was delightful from my point of view.
And how did it go for you, Robert, since this was your first piece here?
Oh, it was lovely. Yeah. I'm used to working with Rex, so it was nice. And I really enjoyed my scene partners as well. They did a marvelous job.
Yeah, I kept waiting for the turn at the end. That was worth waiting for. Yeah. Thanks, Rex. How about for you, Kim? Megan?
Megan, I think it means.
Megan?
Oh, I'm still here. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, the actors are great. Rex gave some good direction and, fun as usual.
Good. Think this is something you'll come back to, Robert?
Oh, this gathering, yes. Put me on the list or however you work it out.
It's just from now on, all you have to do is just check in on the pages as writers post things. If you see something you like, then you just volunteer. Sometimes, like Rex probably did this time, he'll reach out to certain actors and ask if they want a part.
So the casting is done by the authors?
Yes, yes, yes. Well,
And Robert, some of the writers post their scripts up or the topic and the roles, and then if you're interested, you say I'd like to be considered for that role or this role. If some of the writers do it that way, and then some have specific people in mind sometimes. So keep your eye open on that.
and I don't like to post mine because I want everybody to be surprised.
And we always are.
Beat me to it, Goretti.
So our second one, I think Maggie was having some computer problems. Did she make?
Yeah, I'm here now. I was having a
Power outage?
yeah,
Where are you at?
yeah, a little bit of technical difficulties with the computer and all this stuff. So just like, sorry.
So it's not an environmental power outage in your area?
No, it was just technical difficulties trying to find stuff. It's just like,
Okay. I'm glad you made it in. So I guess we'll talk about what lies beyond the door.
right.
So I
I'll see the recording, but I'll also hear what you guys have to say.
think Tricia had left.
I'm here.
Redding's here. Yeah, there you go. I was looking to see who had the other part.
That was
I'm
super
still here.
fun. That was very super fun. Don't know if we did it the way you wanted it, Maggie. No direction, so we just talked amongst ourselves. Me, Trisha, and Zev did stage directions, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
What to say about it? It was super fun.
Yeah, very nice.
I had
It
a
was
question.
weird being without.
Who's up?
Question go first.
Who wants to go first?
Question go first, not stage
Oh.
direction. Stage direction second, because I kind of have a lot to say.
I was just curious. I wasn't sure. I might have missed like the intro, but was she supposed to be a child or was she an adult
That was
experiencing?
a big question of mine.
I wrote to be well because it mentions driver's license that she took. So I wrote to be like later teens to maybe
Okay.
young adults, like
Gotcha.
maybe 16 to
Okay.
18, maybe a little bit older than that because it's her third attempt mentions to take a driver's license. She could be like 16, 17, 18, around that age.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's also like she's like on the verge of becoming an adult. So she also has to let go of her imaginary friend as well. But it's a bit of a struggle because imaginary friend was a comfort to her growing up. It kept her
Right.
from being afraid from her phobia that she has.
Gotcha.
That she has a phobia, agoraphobia, afraid of going out of places because of what happened with the accident.
Gotcha.
And she depended on an imaginary friend to help her through it, but then she has to also like let go of it because she's getting older now. So that's what was where he like she Dublin, the imaginary friend fell asleep at the end because now she could grow up, and she sees the light to get out because now she's grown up and she knows the answer now to get out of her problems.
Gotcha. Cool. Very cool.
So Zeb has a lot of questions.
Maggie, we missed you terribly. It is so beneficial to have a director. And I felt like I was ping-ponging back and forth in my choices, and I kept leaning on no, they are scene partners. I was just stage directions. I was a bit adrift and needed some reassurance and started stepping on cues. I was like, why is she not here? But they were phenomenal. They clicked right away. I liked watching them. Felt like if there was just a director in the room, we could do it. And I told them both, I was actually going to email you this whole long speech about how I have what the character has and how, I wanted to see representation. However, I'm going to take this moment to say Anthony Padilla is a YouTube entertainer. I'm going somewhere with this. He did an episode on people who have this disease, who are ages 18 to adult. and ours manifests very differently than what is presented in this play, which is why I thought she was a child and was very confused. I encourage everyone to watch Anthony Padilla's episode on agoraphobia. I have it. I've had it since I was 13. I will say the people who he interviewed went through some really horrific shit, so please be prepared. I went through some things I'm not going to get into, but it was nowhere near that. Anyway, my agoraphobia is I have a disease that makes it leaving my house very difficult, or more specifically, I won't leave my comfort zone. It is really hard and I don't get into it, but yeah, I have it. And this was like, she doesn't leave her room, and it kind of, maybe I was interpreting it the wrong way, but it sounded like she died with the peace coming into her heart and the light, and those are euphemisms for death. I think I missed the mark on this play, and I'm very sorry. So I owe you an apology, Maggie. I ripped your work apart.
That's fine because everybody has a different interpretation.
Yeah.
When they read it, it's whether the author meant that way or not. That's totally fine.
Yeah, I feel like mine is way out there, and I got to it in a way that I shouldn't have. So
I was seeing more like she let go of her imaginary friend because that helped her get through her problems when she was younger, and now she needs to find a more matured way to get out because now she's older. So she lets go of the imaginary friend, which is like let go of her like immaturity, her childhood, what childish thoughts and stuff, and now she sees the light, which directs her to how to live her own life as an adult. That's how I was kind of viewing it. But
okay.
Yeah, I did also feel it was a little bit ambiguous.
What was that, Megan?
Oh, I was just saying I did sort of also feel it was a little ambiguous because I was like, oh wait, is this a good thing or is it a bad thing? Like I wasn't sure at the end. It was like, I agree kind of what Zeb was saying. I was like, wait, was it the end of her life or was she moving forward? I wasn't quite sure. And I don't know if it was meant to be open for interpretation or, but it seems like you had sort of a clear idea of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe there's another way maybe there's a final line or something that could be added to clarify that like she's just moving forward with her life. Or maybe she gets her driver's license at the end or something. Because you were talking about that, like her attempts or whatever. Or I don't know. Maybe there just needs to be a final, just something to clarify. If you want it to be a clear message at the end, maybe there's just some final line to solidify that.
Robert?
Well, I thought that Goretti, is that how you pronounce it? Goretti?
Yes, yes.
Goretti spoke as the imaginary friend after she exited the door, and it was obvious that she had overcome something. It seems like maybe you missed that part. Seems like that wrapped it up pretty clearly to me. I do have one.
Robert.
Do have one question though. Why was the imaginary friend wearing an imaginary mask?
I think she was supposed to wear
That's supposed to be my duck beak. That was supposed to be my duck.
I didn't see that, but I'll look back at the recording of that though, because it's recorded. But I didn't see what they did. But in the original story, the dumpling was supposed to be a duck. So yeah, because representing from when her dad used to tell her duck stories. Other imaginary friends basically representing pieces of her childhood. So
yeah, I think it would have worked better if I could have seen the actress's face and imagined a beak on it for me.
Which is probably what would have happened had the director been in the room. This is why I don't let actors do whatever they want.
now I'm really interested to see the recording.
Sorry. Robert, you did make a good point, Robert. You know what? I actually did forget about the speaking afterwards. I did forget about that because the camera was off, and I totally forgot about that. So you're correct. Yeah.
And for me, when I first saw it, I thought, is there something about COVID? And then I remembered that you and Trisha were talking before we even got started about it being a duck character and wanting to have a costume for the duck. So then I remembered what it was supposed to be. Yes, yeah. So Maggie, did you write the one last month with giggles?
Oh, can you hear my serious screen? Yes.
So did you have an imaginary friend when you were younger? Is this a topic that you like to focus on?
I just like childhood and fairy tale stuff. Yeah. I like to write stories that have a fairy tale meaning to it or childhood somehow, like cute little stuff like that.
Yeah.
I draw a lot of inspirations from fairy tales.
Okay.
And I don't know if I exactly have like an imaginary friend, but reading stories and writing plays and developing those characters.
Yeah.
I guess that could count as imaginary friends. I mean, yeah.
Now, I remember Giggles was supposed to be an actual person. She just had that name. But I think even last month it came up with questions. Is she an imaginary friend? Is she a ghost? It was a lot of people had different interpretations of that character. I like it when it's kind of open that way for people to.
Yeah. And a lot of my stories have kind of more like a suspense feel to them. Kind of like this one is like it leaves up to your interpretation. Doesn't exactly say like write out what it is type of thing.
Yeah.
It's more like a metaphor.
Right.
Yeah.
So is Nicholas Park still with us? Nicholas, you got to be here. Did he leave?
He might have.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right.
Maybe he could be having audio issues again.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even on the participants list.
Yeah.
So, how'd you like that ending, Chuck?
I was going to ask Nicholas. I do not want to impede on any playwright. It's their play. You go with what they do, whether I agree with it or disagree with it. My suggestion was to stay in the vein of kiss ass, just have my character turn his back, pretend to drop his drawers and say, pucker up.
Yeah, I think that might have been a little.
Yeah.
Keep his idea,
Yeah.
but then a little bit more friendly or whatever.
Yeah, except for the questions about serial killer, I felt that ending just kind of went directly out in a different direction than the West.
Kind of did a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robert?
I was expecting something because of all the dipstick things and,
and the prostate and the
asking Mademoiselle Magazine
right.
what the dipstick was. I mean, it's obviously something weird coming.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just a little bit. There was a nice mystery and I don't know the right word to use, but I think you understand. There was an uncertainty, there was a subtlety to the whole thing, and then all of a sudden it wasn't subtle anymore, and it wasn't pleasant.
Go ahead, Grady.
Unless you're into that.
I ditto you, Robert, that it was subtle. The actors did beautifully, by the way. I loved that, both of you. I did not actually connect right now the dipstick and all that stuff, but you could see everything about him was off the interviewer, and I was okay with it going off the rails at the end because the whole thing was subtle, but a little off, and then that big thing shocks you. I mean, if that's what you're going for, I think it worked really well. It's horrifying, but it worked very well.
But he did say that this is an initiation that all administrative people go through. What if he was hiring a woman?
Maybe it's a statement on, people having.
That's how I thought. It's a statement on business.
The way
where
business
the boss wants a bunch of people who will kiss his ass.
Yeah.
Not the other way around, but just kiss his ass.
Yeah, he even says, the interviewer even asks, like, will you put out for me?
Yes.
which is not normal. Like normally means
I
something
tried to push
less.
that line a bit. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
A
yeah, that's
little
how
more
I.
literal than you thought.
Yeah, yeah.
And did you
I want.
go ahead, Megan?
Oh, okay. I didn't see if anyone else raised their hand. I just want to say that I did think it was really great character work, especially I mean you guys didn't have a director or anything, and I think you guys it was great. I laughed out loud like several times. Like the line about there's a band called Flock of Seagulls. Like I laughed so hard at that. And there was just so many things, and Chucky really like encapsulated that character. And Corey,
could've gone a
like
little
your
bigger.
response and your reactions were like it was great. Like I think, like honestly, like this was like perfect casting for this. I think it was so good. I really, yeah, great job, guys.
Thank you.
Corey generally looked very nervous the entire time.
Yes.
Right, Granny? Well,
Remind me who the writer was.
raised our hands before, so thanks, Robert, for starting this.
Can you remind me who the writer was?
Nicholas Hart.
Okay, so he's not here.
Old.
No.
Yeah, he was, but then he
was having problems getting in. Maybe he got booted off somehow. I'm not sure. I actually had to go into Facebook to find him and bring him in.
Yeah, I had messaged him, and he was like asking for the meeting ID or stuff that I don't know what it. I couldn't find it in here, like how to send it or anything.
And did anybody else need to put in a passcode to get in today?
No.
Oh.
No, not today.
I think what happens is if you don't click on the link that you post and you just open up Zoom, I think it will ask you for that. So maybe he might have just done that and thought he had to put in the code to join. But if you click directly on the link, then you usually don't have to type anything in.
Good. Okay.
I had messaged Corey that since Nicholas wasn't there at first, I was going to say, let me just say his name, the name of the play, the setting, and then both of us come on, and then Nicholas came in.
Good. Some of those introductions I usually edit out because I put the credits in.
Yeah.
For each piece, so.
Well, at least you got to see it live.
Yeah. And Maggie got to see hers. And now number 4 is Love and War, Leslie and Paul.
It's beautifully written, beautifully performed.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you. I thought the performances were really good considering the dialogue they had to work with. Yeah, my experimentation. Yeah.
I loved like some of the rhyming, and it felt very natural. Like
Yes.
I really enjoyed that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was something that Leslie had asked about, and whether it should be emphasized or not. And I suggested you don't have to emphasize the rhyme; just speak it naturally.
Yeah.
That's what made it so lovely. It was just so natural, free flowing. And
you had Paul and Leslie, so
yeah,
can't go wrong.
That's absolutely correct. Yes, Robert.
Well, I'm used to verse, and I kept there was rhymes that was obvious, but it seemed like they were just there wasn't a meter unless I missed something. Was it like some of it was iambic pentameter in couplets, and then other places it wasn't?
Well, I would say probably none of it was, since I have absolutely no idea how to write iambic pentameter. We even had a discussion about the D's and the di's and the thous. So I just said, well, we're gonna go with it, see what happens.
Yeah, I was I was a little distracted, trying to figure out what happened, why there was rhymes, but they weren't hitting at a place you'd expect a rhyme to be. And
well, that made it.
With my background, I was just what?
Well, that made it sound more like internal rhyme, which made it more spontaneous sounding.
I love the language. It was just beautiful and really well done too. Paul and Leslie. Great work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, do I want to stress the rhymes or just kind of let them do what they do? And then I thought, well, it's not in meter.
Right.
It's kind of in prose. And if you don't stress it, maybe it won't show at all. So I mean, that's the approach I had. I mean, Stephen didn't tell me what to do. He just sort of gave free rein on whatever to.
Yeah. Yeah.
My take on rhymes, don't stress them unless you want a comic effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll be there.
Well, it wasn't natural speech.
Truly.
I don't think it had that quality to it. I mean, somebody may disagree with me, but
it was
a heightened
yeah.
heightened speech.
Elevated speech.
Yeah.
Robert?
So is this part of another work?
No, that's just a short piece.
Oh, because I really wanted to find out what happened.
Well, we all know that the hero comes back. I mean, he's got this queen waiting for him in the chambers. No matter what happens, he's going to go into the chambers. So. There could be another story coming from it, but we'll see. Yeah. I like it when they want more. That's always a great compliment.
I was going to say, you just got to vote for more. So
the intrigue, you know, with the brother.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like you set it up, and I want to go. So.
It's kind of what you think is a personal feeling that when he leaves, is he going to be triumphant or is he not going to be triumphant? But,
Hi, Maggie.
The lady or the tiger?
Yeah. So our last one, Lobster Quadrille. And I'm glad you explained that title because that was my question I wrote down. So where did this piece come from?
this was in an anthology actually that was I had seen it, but it was also seen by because I'm helping to facilitate a reading out here that's taking place. It's going to be in conjunction with South Coast Rep, and getting, like when I did the reading of the DMV Tyrant with Tom, she wants to hear certain things to see what's going to go on the docket. I love this play so much, and I love the characters, and I really wanted to be able to hear it. And I want to give Phil many, many frequent flyer miles for happen, and then doing such a beautiful job. I think it was 6 hours that you said you were delayed.
Wow.
Yeah, 6.
That was really something.
That's not nerve-wracking at all, is it, Phil?
Oh,
No.
God.
And so I wanted to just be able to hear that unfold. I don't see a lot of plays between men and women where the where love blooms out of I say neuroticism, but there doesn't seem to be enough romance that comes out of maybe trauma or bad memories. And I was drawn to that, and I wanted to see how many petals came off this play and what could unfold. And it was very beautiful.
So Don Nigro? Is
Not
it?
Nigro.
Nigro.
I've never heard of him. From kind of what period is he from?
He's contemporary. He's He's still with us, and boy, if you look up his Wikipedia page, that's where I got a lot of information. Or he also has his own website.
Okay.
Quite prolific. Short plays and full length, both.
Okay, good. So there's more pieces. You say it's from an anthology. So does the anthology follow this story further, or is it just one short story within the anthology?
It was like, you know, Best American Poetry or Best American Play. So it was actually the best short plays of 2024.
Okay.
Like that. And Rex was in mine. And so there was a number of plays in there that were very, very amazing to do and very unusual. And I was really glad that she wanted me to look into that. I hope this one gets a hearing because I think it deserves it. You know?
I love the quirkiness of Rose's character right off the bat, obviously. But then you gradually get to realize, okay, it's not just quirky. She's very deep. She's got a lot of water under the bridge, and she's trying to make up her mind, and she realizes that this guy is probably the right guy for her, but she doesn't know how to approach it. She doesn't know how to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
I loved her neurosis that she kept going on about giving reasons why not. And then out of left field comes, oh, my alien abduction. And it was just, and as usual, an excellent job, Michelle. Just, but the body language and everything, just so, oh, crazy. And Phil just sitting there taking it, yeah, it's okay.
She
The
can't
actions were
believe
great in the lines and
the
just
sympathy, yeah.
very well done.
Robert?
I think Paul raised his virtual hand before I did.
I see it now.
Oh, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead.
Well, just
Oh, I was just going to say I was really drawn in, and it was beautifully played by Michelle and Phil.
Thank you.
Great.
Was really drawn in by it.
Thank you.
so my comment, I have two comments. One, Michelle, I would love to work with you. Oh my goodness.
I keep trying.
Oh my goodness.
Anytime.
You
Anytime. But thank you for that.
did such a nuanced job there. It was delightful. And the lines, I'm glad we were muted because I was laughing out loud almost nonstop. Really, it was just not only the lines as they were written, but especially as the way they were delivered.
Well, it was strange for me because I found myself, I really hate when I find that I end up crying at certain lines because I always say that I've gone there, I've gone too far into finding something that I didn't want to find, and I find that I always have something in my background that I can relate to, even with Rose. Of course, with Rose, there's so much there, and then she's funny, of course, and the writing is layered and funny and sophisticated, and I love that Phil is so welcoming. His character is so welcoming to me. The way that he plays it is sympathetic. He's not shocked by me, but he's also at the same time, he is almost this back and forth. So he keeps me on my toes. I keep him on his toes. He's already made he's already in love with me, which I guess I didn't know. And that makes it all the more frightening for me. And it's stunning how I kept thinking about the end all week. And I didn't get the chance to talk to Phil because he was away on vacation, and we got to read it through just once together.
Yeah.
And then we were looking forward to reading today, which we didn't get a chance to do. And the fact that we in that last page, I must have just lost my train of thought, Mark. You can. But
Something happened on the last page.
the lobsters.
Yeah, lobsters, lobsters in your brain. Yeah.
That he knew that I had already gone through all the lobsters, and was holding me because he understood. I had passed through all that.
Yeah, and even though you say one of your last lines is "Don't let me be the last one," and that, I think that's still Rose's harking back to her problems, because she can't just make that push forward and that commitment yet.
Yes.
Say, I'm going to be your last one.
Yes.
I think that's what she's probably saying, but
Yeah.
can't figure it out.
That's another push back. Don't let me be your last one. Just keep on going with the dance. You know, I'm damaged. You know, we have to keep doing this dance. And he's like, you know, I'll see what I can do, but it's a done deal on my part. I want you. And when he says all that stuff in there that you're so shocked that you just said, I can't believe, the best thing in the world is being in my lover's arms, someone I love. Oh, it's raining outside. And then I'm like, oh my God, what did I just say? Where did that come from? And Phil knows. Phil's character knows. And he's got his arms waiting for me to catch me when I fall from the wonder of that.
Yep.
Megan?
Pardon?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I think your character, the Rose character, definitely is expecting that everything she's saying is just gonna push him away. But the fact that, you know, he loves her for who she is, you know, it's like she can just throw anything out there, and he's like, he doesn't care because he loves her. And there's just something, it's just so powerful about that. It's like just loving someone for exactly who they are. So I just thought it was really cool. And yeah, like, great characters. So yeah, I'm glad you brought it.
And loved her so much. I think that at certain points he's trying to get her to be honest and self-aware. He keeps asking her, well, what do you want? What do you think? You know, trying to get her. He sees something valuable in her. And I think the way I read it was, you know, if I see it, let's try to get you to see it. And that was sort of his you know, deep interest in doing that. And I think she started to get it. I think she did.
And I guess I'm the only one who was considering the ideal that she was trying to come up with as many crazy things to get out of this relationship. And then I thought, if she's not trying to get out of this relationship, he better run.
What was that last part?
He better run.
Better run.
For me, it started with the Pope's underwear.
I mean, I think it leaves a very hopeful message, because it's almost like it leaves the message of, like, anybody can find love. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like, no matter how fucked up you are, there can be someone out there for you. Do you know?
Yes.
So yeah.
And I think even that Pope bit was like her going down a road, and then he just responded with like, let's call him up. You know, like, instead of him running from that and being like, weirdo, he so gently just allows her to be her. And then when she sees that it doesn't work, she's like, I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Right. Don't bring the Pope into this.
Yeah. It's just, it was so lovely. It was really good work, you two. Oof, lovely.
It was just beautiful writing. So it was a gift on both sides, having Phil, and thank you, Mark, for bringing the atmosphere.
Sure.
Oh, great.
Always do. I never asked for crickets and clocks ticking and things that you love to do. I know you love bringing that, and it always brings so much to the scene. So
My pleasure.
thank
And
you.
Michelle, thank you for asking, to me come aboard, because it really was wonderful. And I want to put, I really felt a kinship to this. My mom's name was Rose, and it's not a name you hear a lot.
Right.
And so, and my daughter's middle name, Danielle Rose, we named her. And to see it here and to live with it for a couple of weeks was very nice for me.
And my grandmother was Lillian Rose. So
Wow.
there you go. Right there. So Robert, I'm holding you to that.
So other actors should know then, you don't have to really wait for one of our writers to write something. If there's something that you really want to perform and bring in, as long as it's a short piece, do it.
I'll put my my email in the chat.
That'd be great.
And now I know we can do like Foley and sound atmosphere stuff. That was pretty cool.
How did you do that? Every time I've tried to put sound in on a Zoom thing, it always sounds bad.
Yeah, it really does. It really if you share your computer sound, that never works, because as soon as somebody says something, it kind of takes over and goes over the sound. So what I did is I recorded these sounds and I put them together, and then I just have my mic right over my computer, and so I just had the mic on and played it on my computer, just on a player, just that comes with the computer, and the mic picked it up and seemed to work.
And if there's other sounds and you can't get it to work that way, then you can always send the sounds to me and I can put them in on the edit.
Oh, that's true.
Did you have something, Chuck?
No, I was just waving goodbye to Goretti.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Chuck.
Bye, Goretti.
Bye, Goretti.
Bye, Goretti.
So our next meeting is August the 25th.
Excellent.
Okay.
Hey, one comment before we depart. I really enjoyed the atmosphere here. I like it that it's not stressed. It's and it's friendly, very friendly. And kudos to you, Stephen, for creating such a.
Well, I can't take credit for creating it. Somehow, during COVID, I became the host. I'm still not sure how it happened, but here I am.
And thank you for that.
I noticed Nicholas is back. I don't know if you wanted to make any comments.
I just wanted to ask, is anybody in the New York area at all? I have a play going up
Yes.
next month, and I need a guy to play the Bob character who's 50s. Is anybody interested in playing? You are?
I live in New York.
But you can't have him on August the 10th.
Oh, that's okay, because I need him on August the 11th.
Okay.
That's the first day. I can give you the dates. If you shoot me your email, I will shoot you an email on all this, and then we can move forward. Because I had a guy, and then he backed out last minute, and unfortunately, it was like yesterday, and so I'm kind of screwed. I need somebody right away. It's 3 dates in August. It's not that taxing. It's a 10-page script.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I actually did the play here back a few months ago. It's Coming Out on a Limb. If anyone remembers that.
Remember the title.
Okay. Yeah.
They all start to blur together after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so Phil, right?
Yes. I'm very bad with technology. You could send me, like email.
Okay, you want to just tell me your email? I'll write it down and I can send you the email.
Yeah.
Or do you want to put it in text?
I'll give it to you.
Okay. All right. I'll just jot it down. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'm here. Yeah. Gmail. Everybody has Gmail.
And
all right, great.
And Nicholas, if you'd like, you can see Phil on August the 10th at the Harry Belafonte Library at 1 p.m.
Where's the Harry Belafonte Library?
It's West 115th Street.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is the chain theater of this piece I'm doing, and it's at 25th Street, West 25th Street.
Okay.
Do you know where that is? 316. All
Uh,
right, whatever. We'll figure it.
I believe I do know where it. Yeah. Just send me. over-
It's like a black box theater. It's
awesome.
yeah. It's a festival, and I'm just one of the many plays in the festival. All right.
Wonderful.
Thanks. I will be in touch with you right away. Thanks a
Okay.
lot. That's great.
Excellent. My pleasure.
No, it's excellent for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you all. Great show as usual. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Corey. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Nicholas.
Great work,
for having me in.
everybody.
A lot of
Great to
fun.
see everybody.
See you next week. Stay
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
well.
Hey, Les.
It was great.
Stay well.
Wonderful.
You too.